Music's always been a big part of my life. Been playing music for a long time, and typically when people ask me about my competency or how long I've been playing or how well I've been trained, I'll just say I'm just a guy who plays music with his dad. It's ambiguous enough that really doesn't really give too much away, and it kind of keeps me in the clear. But so with that, yeah, I grew up in a musician's home. My dad's a drummer, very talented, gifted guy, and so when I started picking up music, he made me promise I would never be a drummer because it's too much hauling equipment around, and so I just picked up guitar and we would play together. And when the most talented musician you know lives in your house, you don't really have to branch out too far to find people to play with. So, for years it's just what we did. I'd come home from school and we'd go up in the old music room and we'd play music together. And then as I got older and got into early high school, a lot of my buddies, everybody goes through a metal phase at some point, and they all started wanting to play all this metal, and I'd go jam with them every once in a while, and we'd get together and they would want to play all this stuff, and I said, I'm not going to do that. And they're like, why? It's not that I have a problem with metal or that genre of music. It was just, I knew if I spent all of my time learning that stuff, Dad sure as heck wasn't going to play it with me. So, and I was much more interested in spending my resources and time learning those songs and play Dad. So I said, I'll stick with, Journey and Def Leppard and Styx, and you guys can go play all that stuff. And so I made that conscious decision, and he and I continued to play together. And then as I got into later high school and early college, as sin really took a deeper roots in my life, created a lot of tension in my relationship with my father. He's always been one of my best friends in the world. And over time, that the stress fractures in our relationship started to show, and those kind of manifested themselves in us not playing music as often or so frequently and that kind of stuff. And then over time, it just kind of got worse and worse. And then coming out of that stage or that rebellion, as the Lord started to work me back into, kind of graft me back in and rein me back in, there was healing in that relationship with my father, and with that came, music again. And I remember coming back home after I'd been in Huntsville for a year, and after I'd moved away, and I come back home, and he just, my whole family did, but specifically he welcomed me back, and he was like, why don't we go upstairs and play together? There's nothing had happened, and very prodigal son type moment in my life, and I think that really paved the way for what the Lord was getting ready to do in saving me, because it is a very tangible sign of grace that my father was showing to me that I would go on to see in just about another year from my Heavenly Father.